Great! You made it! As always, I'm excited to have you. Nervous about what you're going to say, but I'm here for it. See, because Question Time was founded on a longing for us to talk to one another through open dialogue, active listening, and the sharing of opinions and facts. See, we strive to move past the texting and get back to the good old days. You know, the days where audible words were used to convey a message and talk to people. I know, it's scary, but we can do it together. Now, there are a few things that are required before we start. One, we will be respectful, considerate, and courteous. We will also know that feelings might get hurt because not everybody agrees with everybody. But when all is said and done, we will leave not in hate, but in love and understanding. Number two, you can join the live by clicking the link pinned. Note that you do need to share the join, unless it's one of those pop on, pop off type of shows. However, if you plan to be on the panel for a prolonged period of time, and you know what I mean, be kind and share the show to your page. See, this shows us that you want your people to chime in, that you support our growth, and that you are encouraging us to press on to being a brilliantly successful show. Now, if you can't do that for Question Time's expansion, we get it, we understand. But you also have to understand that you can comment in the comment section. Cry about it to your mom, okay? Now, let's get started. Raw News No Fluff presents to you Question Time with me, your host, Brandy Grant. I'll be back in 1 minute. Hey. Okay, everybody, I'm so glad to be here today. Revved up to it. All right. I've been sitting here waiting. So, we are talking today. Well, we have, okay, so the main topic today, of course, you know what? Let me do this first. Call to action. Do your friend a delicate favor and go ahead and like the live. Also, I'd ask that you share the live. Share. Sharing is caring for most things. And to join the live, be sure to click the link and hit join so you can come on here live with me and talk that talk, baby, walk that walk, baby. Okay. So, our first topic of conversation, though, our main topic of conversation is should white people raise black children? That's basically the topic. Of course, you know how we do, it'll mix and mingle into other things. However, the first topic we'll talk about is whose employee is this? Is it mine or yours? Okay. Let's welcome Ash. Welcome. And welcome Sensual.
Hello.
How are we doing today? Yes, girl.
Hey. Excellent.
You said what now?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great. We have our professional voices on today. I love it. So let's just go ahead and get into this first topic, and which is whose employee is this or yours? So this topic came about because of tipping. Like there's kiosks that you put in your order and they ask you if you want a tip. Mommy is notorious for tipping when there's a to-go and you go in and grab the food. So my question is, should we be paying, like should we be required or expected to tip people?
I'll tip when I go inside because Mama do it, but I probably give like $1 and whatever the change is. I round up to the nearest dollar and plus an extra $1.
Okay. And that's because they brought the food to you.
No, that's because mama do it.
Okay. Since Paula, your thoughts?
I'm having a hard time hearing on this phone. I may have to log back off and come back on. But what was the question?
How do you feel about tipping? Like, for example, the example we used was to go orders. Like, you go in, you grab the food, you're the one, using your legs. Do you tip?
No, I don't. But like you said,
I
I'm picking up my food. I'm
right.
eating. That's like me going through the drive-through. Do I need to tip the drive-through person because I drove up
But
to the window and they handed it out the window? No,
but you know
I'm
they
good.
ask. They ask if you want to tip.
In the drive-through?
Yes. Like if you're some places, not all of them, some places ask you if you want to tip. Starbucks is one of the places that ask you if you want to tip, like those kind of places. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I
Starbucks does do that.
like
Right.
I
But yeah,
tiptoed in here. Like, you didn't even walk to my car in the parking lot. Like, I got out of my car, locked my door, came inside, grabbed my food, walked back to my car, got in my car. You didn't do anything for me.
right.
Now I guess I can understand Ashley's where she says she gives them the change and an additional dollar. I guess for taking the order, I guess. But I don't feel like that is one of those times that you should tip. But I also feel like I shouldn't have to tip at all, because whose employee is it? Is it mine or yours? You hired them to help you run your company, and because you're optioning to pay them $2, $3 an hour, I have to supplement that income.
Or their option, the employee option to take $2 or $3 an hour.
Right,
And
and that's all you get.
right, and they want us to supplement,
And
like you said.
they look at you crazy when you don't tip 15, 18, 20%. I'm like, I'm not your employer. I appreciate you doing the service, but what the food I'm paying for should include it includes the service, because the food, they've increased the prices, so it's not like I'm getting a discount on the food.
Right, right.
It's 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 baffling to me. And then with the grocery stores, they haven't lowered prices, but I have to check out myself. I need to use my
There's a
employee
difference in
discount.
the service industry, though.
You what now?
There's a difference in the service industry, though. Like, the reason I tip well is because I have an uncle who was a barber, and he's always said if you don't tip your barber, they'll mess your head up. He said that the service industry, because there are things that you need, that even if they're paid less, it's a joint effort of employer and consumer to make sure they're paid well. Because you need a barber, right? You
No.
you you need a barber. They don't get sick days when they're off. They don't get PTO to go on vacation. When they're not cutting, they're not making money. So you got to tip your barber. I think the same thing with a lot of waitresses. It's the exact same thing. Waitress, especially at Waffle House. Y'all better be tipping the people at Waffle House because somebody got to pay for those teeth to get fixed.
I just heard what you said, and I don't know how to take that. So I'm gonna let that live. I'm gonna let that live. But I don't think I should have to tip anybody. You option to take that job. Waffle House makes plenty of money. And you know why they make so much money? It's because I'm paying their employees for them, which
So
means I'm making less money.
wait. So you're saying you don't believe in tipping anybody? The nail
I
place.
don't think we should have to tip. That's what I'm saying. I think they should get paid an actual wage. They should get paid 8, 10, 9, 15, whatever dollars you want to pay them an hour. That's what they should be getting paid.
Right, but do you want the cost of your food to go up too?
Say again?
You want the cost of the um you want the cost of your food to go up? Who just said they're a barber and that's not true? And what part was not true? Oh, about them messing up your hair if you don't tip them. Oh
Right,
yeah,
that's what he's saying.
oh yeah, y'all will do that. Y'all will push that hairline back. Y'all will push it back to 99, boy.
That's I mean, really, but it's too late by then. Carl Beecham said that that's not true. He's a barber, and it's a good point.
Tell the bread thrower I said, hey, the bread thrower.
I think he can hear you. He can hear you.
Good.
And I agree. That tipping is an act of gratitude. It is. So I don't mind showing my appreciation, but I don't think my obligation to be to I don't think my obligation should be to tip them so that because they have to eat, they have to pay their bills, they have to. I get it. I do. I get it. But they also have an employer who should be paying them to serve their company and serve their customers.
I get that for restaurants, food service workers, but a barber or a service industry professional, oftentimes they rent a booth, they rent space.
You're talking about 1099s. You're talking about independent contractors.
Yeah, that's what they're in the service.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, and even with independent contractors, because realtors are independent contractors. I don't see me get no tip, but with those independent contractors, they set their own price. They don't even they set their own price.
So you
what
think
they're setting is their belief that is going to be able to supplement them to get them through their pay their expenses.
Wow.
What raised a deeper question, Stelson? The market does not have a set price. Who said I'm still me? Carl, stop! Don't do that. Don't tell people my business. That should have been shown. Ignore that, everybody. Ignore. Delete. But do you think the market, when it comes to barbers, when it comes to independent contractors, whatever the case may be, do you think there's a set price for those that are on?
I don't think there's a set price, but I think for a barber to make $200 a day, that barber would need to cut 10 heads. That ain't happening. That ain't happening Monday through Thursday. Most of their business is going to be on the weekend. And if they're not getting tips through the week, a barber's broke. I don't know barbers is cutting 10, 20 heads a day, 5 days a week.
Okay, so if they're cutting 5 heads, that's $100 a day. $5. Let's say they don't even work weekends. Let's say they do Monday through Friday. That's $500, and times that's 48,000. That's I'm 12. Sorry, no. Yeah, that's $24,000 a year.
24. Then they got to pay taxes. Then they also have to.
Come on now, let's be honest.
Wait. They have to pay. They have to do booth rent. I think if you're not tipping, I tip my haircut because my face and my beard is usually $25. Very seldomly do I pay less than $35, and I'm surely not paying less than $30.
You're not paying less than $30 for the cut plus the tip, or just the
It's
cut?
$25 for the cut. $5 is my minimum tip. Somebody said their haircut started $40. You see there? You see there? At $40, I would still have to give him a $4 to $5 tip. But I guarantee the reason he did, and I'm speaking for you here today, bread thrower. But I guarantee the reason he had to do that was because of either non-consistent clientele or people not tipping right. Clientele not tipping consistently.
And that's why he has to charge $40 a cut.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. If he was charging 20 or 25 a cut, and he was seeing 15 people a week, that's literally $375 a week. And if he's doing it full time, that ain't something you can support a family on. $375 a week.
The dishes are dishing. Well, I feel like men have been paying nothing for years. Like women's hair, we used to pay what, $40, $50 for a relaxer, and that was 2 decades ago. Nearly. Yeah. And it's okay. So your booth rent is 250. Let me ask this then. Let me ask you this, Carl. How did you come up with $40 a cut? Who loves paying that much? If you say so. I don't think we love paying that much. But I want to know, like, how do you come up with the price that is $40 for a haircut? And how long does it take you to do a haircut? Like now, but now they're also adding in like the steam thing. You have the towel thing. You have the whatever that thing is thing. Now you draw lines on people's skull heads, and I guess that's cute. I don't know.
Beijing.
Who is she?
That's the thing where they darken your hair. It look
Oh,
magic.
that looks crazy. But I was talking about that white chalk line y'all get. So, and then y'all get all down. It's that you don't wipe off before you leave.
So you just want to disrespect the service industry tonight.
No, that's
You
disrespecting.
you don't want to tip, and you want to disrespect the service industry.
It's not that I don't want to tip. I said I'm more than willing to tip. My thing is it shouldn't be an obligatory thing because they aren't making enough.
But because it's the way it is, we should shoulder the burden until employers do better.
How long have why? Why? And
Because
when are
who?
they going to do better? Because originally the service industry was made for Black people because they didn't want to pay them.
Listen to this though. Listen to what you're saying. At this rate, if they stop working at Waffle House or restaurants or any of these things that rely heavily on tips, where are we going to go eat at? Listen to what you're saying though.
Oh, my internet is interneting. Okay. Um, I'm not. Wait. Say that again.
If you're saying it's not your obligation because they have you didn't tell them to work there and they have bosses, but it is the way it is. What if they walked out tomorrow and everyone in the service industry said, you know what, we're not working for $2 an hour anymore. Where are we going to eat at tomorrow?
Home.
Oh, okay.
But you know what wouldn't make them walk out if their employers paid them an actual wage. What I'm saying is, I feel like, and maybe in other countries, exclusive of America, their employees, or some countries, yeah, other countries, their employees make $15 or, but give or take a few, an hour, and you are not to tip them. You can't. They don't accept tips because they get paid an actual wage. And from my understanding, the price of those foods aren't ridiculously dumb. But in America, we're going to try to squeeze every last dime out of you because we're going to punish you because you don't want to pay our employees for us. Yeah, they have a boss, but they also have a corporation that they're working for, and that corporation is making plenty of money. And if they pay their employees an actual wage, yeah, it will cut their profits. It sure will because you have to pay your employees.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. So your argument tonight is not that service people should find better jobs. You're really arguing for fair wages for
Yes,
service people. You're saying
correct.
that it should not be our responsibility, but these corporations should take a cut in profit in order to pay them a fair wage.
Right, to be an employer. You should be an employer.
Okay, I think you should
You
have
employ them
led like
to, you said what?
I think you should have led like that.
Actually, I actually said that like a couple of times.
Okay.
I think, anyway. I'm sure I did. I'm not saying life sucks for you. That's what you get, la da da da. But like you said, that's how I feel. I also feel that tipping is is evidence of the service you provided. I don't think I should be obligated, and you're gonna trump me at this one. I don't think I should be obligated to pay minimum 18%, or what is it, 15% now? I don't think I should be obligated to do that. If your service sucks, I don't think you should get a tip. Am I wrong for that too?
No, I don't think you're wrong for not tipping if you get bad service. Um, I think I've had bad service and gave a smaller tip than I would have. And I
Mm-hmm.
explained to the person that was giving the service. For me, it was a barber thing. I paid for my
Oh.
haircut. I said, you can't put none of it back on and fix it. I said, and this, are you laughing? I said, you can cut it all off. You can't put none of it back
They
on.
can put it back on now.
Yeah, but I did negotiate with him a portion of the price, and then I tipped him on that renegotiated portion because I feel like another thing. My uncle, who's a barber, said he said when people go in the barber shop, you're their employee. They employ you for that 30 minutes or an hour. They're hiring you to cut their hair. They should be able to tell you what they want. They should be able to complain if it's not done to satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
just like your 9 to 5 boss is. You should never feel like you sit in somebody's chair and they're doing you a favor by doing your hair. So you're timid to ask whatever. But so for me, I feel like it is just like any other job. You do it wrong, just like with food. Okay, look, I'm not gonna walk out on the whole bill, but I'm not paying for this steak that tastes like car tire. You know what I mean? We're gonna come to an agreement on that portion.
Right, and I think that even with that, you should have to, as the employer for the barber, because he is an independent contractor. I do feel like, and I don't think you're his employee. You're offering a service as an entrepreneur. You're offering a service. This is the amount you affix to it, and this is what you said you do. You service the person. Whether I'm your employer or not, you should do what you said you would do, which is give me what I want for the money that I'm giving you. Now, if me asking you for a low cut Caesar or whatever they're called, I don't know, or like with women, I'll talk women, braids, locks, cornrows, relaxer, finger waves, all those things are going to give you different prices because you're asking for different services. So if you're asking for whatever men do, maybe y'all can price y'all things according to how long it take y'all to do that kind of style. And if y'all add amenities like the facial thing or the whatever y'all do. No. Oh, and you got to click that link, Carl. I gave you a link to click. I just don't think that I should be the one that is responsible to make sure this person survives because they can't do it working for you.
That's funny. You don't want the responsibility on you.
No, I have enough responsibility. I'm trying to make sure I survive. I'm coming to your establishment because I'm trying to help you for the company thrive and thus your employees. I should be making sure the owner and the employer and the dishwasher and the guy who bussed my table and the chick who said hi, go sit over there. I have to take care of all of y'all. I eat at home.
All you want is your eggs,
I have my
scrambled
eggs
soft.
scrambled soft, a little bit of cheese in there, grits on the side, and maybe a salmon patty or two. That's it. That's it.
I think that there's a coming day because more young people don't believe in tipping. I think there is a reckoning day coming where they're going to have to give them fair minimum wage, and we're going to see the price of going out to eat at normal places skyrocket. Because I don't think that C level or C-suite level employees are going to take profits. CEOs, last thing they cut is their profits and their salaries. So you're just going to see Waffle House, instead of it being an 11.50 plate, it'll be a 15.50 plate or a 17.25 plate or whatever.
I went to an establishment with my mom. We got two very simple orders. Very simple orders. Came like $40. Breakfast. Breakfast. Came to $40. They're not going down on prices because their employees are making the same amount they've made since 1902. they're going up on their prices. Up, up, up. So they're going to go up regardless. Regardless if they're paying somebody $15 an hour or $2 an hour, they're going to go up on their prices. So go up and
That's
I'll
sad.
learn how to make croque monsieur, whatever that stuff is called, at home. I think that's where my life will live. So yeah. So you think I'm wrong? That's fine. I get it. That's cool. I'll be wrong. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. You know what? It's gonna be like that. Just for a little bit, Just for a little bit.
Right.
All right. Oh, wait, I thought somebody was on here. Guess not. Make me sway. So, okay. So, yeah, there's somebody. There we go.
Get Carl's number so you can send him the link. I want to hear from the bread thrower.
I did send him the link.
Oh.
See? He says, my God, I'm trying to get in. Okay, so what are your thoughts, Stelson?
A lot. I mean, I think that you got to appreciate service people more because everybody is technically in service. It don't matter what level you are at. If you could be the CEO, you're still in service. You could be the janitor cleaning after the CEO. You're still in service. You're in servitude. You got to look at the base of it. The base is servitude. We all serve each other. Some just serve in different ways, but at the end of the day, we all serve each other. So that's why, even if we take it back to just what we know, our roots, the Bible, it even says that. It's like, hey, look at everybody. Don't look at another man as lesser. They're all equal because they're all serving. We just serve differently. And for the servitude that we provide, more comes from it. You don't know.
Well, what does that have to do with the pay? Sure, the CEO is serving, but the CEO is also making $4.5 million a year, and then the person that's serving the food is making $2 an hour. So that's what it's not that we're not in service. I'm not saying nobody's in service. I'm not saying I think we all serve someone at some point in the day, not even in our life. But I'm saying that I shouldn't be required to pay an employee's employer.
I think we should all just serve each other more. I think that's what needs to be done. We all should just serve each other more. Then it will make sense.
What will make sense?
Giving, it's a gift. You're giving a tip. You're gifting it to them. At the end of the day, it's just a gift. You're going to get it back. You'll get it back.
I think you're missing what I'm saying.
I get the point. I've been a service. I've been in the service, and I agree. I understand you believe that they should get paid more, that the CEO should take a less cut, whatever the case may be. I understand that, but that is beyond our control. What is in our control is, all right, I can give to this person. I can take what I have because I have an abundance of it. It is running over. Let it run over into their hand. I'll get it back. I don't lose anything by giving it away. It actually opens my hand to get more. So that's why you should tip people. Because it's not what they made it to be is a act of you're required to do that. No, it's gratitude. Like I said, giving a tip is an act of gratitude. And gratitude, essentially, we know what gratitude is. It's giving to people. It's caring about people.
But that's what I said. I said your tip should be based on the extension of service. I didn't say that they should not get tipped, but I shouldn't be obligated to supplement their income. That's basically what it is. Because what people say is if you don't pay, they're not going to be able to pay their rent. Well, they would be if their employer paid them an actual wage and not relied on me to supplement their income or the person coming into the restaurant. I never said that they shouldn't get tipped.
Well,
I never said that they shouldn't be given an appreciation for their service.
Well, based on working in the service industry on all sides and knowing the people who've worked in the service industry, their thing has always been there's something else that they were getting to. There was always something that they were doing, and working in the service industry was a step to at least have them make some money, you know. And if they got into a good place, the potential to make money is higher depending on the place they work. Your favorite places, you know, when you talk about the cheesecake factories, you know, cringe, and things up to up more upscale.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, but things more upscale, you know, those types of servers, they do that for a reason. Some of them are realtors, some of them are going to school to learn something. There's a reason why everybody goes through the service industry. Yourself, you're an actress, you should know this. Most if not all of artists go through the service industry. That's just, you're in the service industry on the one side anyways, in entertainment, so you go through the service industry. That's just a thing. And it is at least an act of gratitude for you to say, all right, here's a gift. Here's a gift for you.
Right. But you're saying that people got into a certain industry.
What I'm saying is, don't put the focus on the company people. Focus on what you can control. You can't control any of that stuff. The only thing you can control is saying, you know what? Here's my gift to this person. That's all you can control. That's all that matters.
But I'm not trying to control anything. I'm just stating why I feel. Well, okay. Ms. Paula, do you have any thoughts?
I miss.
We're still talking about
Dr. Jackson.
Tips.
I don't consider a gift. I'm kind of like Brandy as far as I feel like it is an expected form of payment on top of what I've already paid. And I feel like either way it's gonna be on us, because if they go up in prices, it's still the same thing. But I feel like it should not be an obligation to do so. My only obligation, I shouldn't be made to feel guilty if I don't, even though I do tip. But I don't think a person should be made to feel guilty if they do not, because I paid for the food that I ordered. Like that's what I came in here for. Like, you know, I think some industries have made it to where you feel bad if you don't tip. Like, you go to the nail salon, you're there for 30 minutes, you pay $80, and I got a tip on top of that. Even though I still feel like this is highway robbery. The lady, you get your eyebrows done, the threading, and she's like, okay, that took all of 5 minutes. She's like, it's $30. Do you want to leave a tip? And I'm like, y'all got y'all nerve. You know, you're not, and I feel like nobody's tipping their doctor. They keeping you alive. Nobody's tipping a lawyer who helped you win a court case. But I have this expected. I have to help because you pay booth rent. And I'm not knocking any industry. I'm just saying I feel like the expectation should not be there.
I agree.
I think on all ends, if people stop going to that particular individual for whatever that is they provide or sell, then you would understand, you know, because people need lawyers. So people are going to go to lawyers. Lawyers are going to get paid something. People are going to go to doctors. They need doctors. You know, you don't necessarily need to go to a restaurant.
You don't necessarily need a lawyer. You can represent yourself.
You can represent yourself as well. You can.
But
just like you can go home and cook for yourself. You know, just like you can probably mend yourself as well. And do all these things for yourself. So just Ashley just said it. She said the hair threading, the eyebrow threading. She said it took like 5 minutes. Why is that not something you could just learn and do? And then you could just do it 5 minutes and bam, 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 you're done. You do it whenever you need it to be done versus going and paying however much and then having to tip. That might end their industry. Maybe, maybe not, because there's going to always be people who don't want to do it themselves. So if you're gonna go do it, at least be grateful that somebody did it for you. That's what it is. Somebody said, you know what? I didn't have to go in here and break these eggs inside of this, pan. I didn't have to toss
They
this
didn't do it either.
pancake. I ain't have to, you know what I'm saying, powder my own, French toast. Somebody did it for me. And it just appeared in front of me, and I
Do
got
the
to
cooks
just
get paid? Do the cooks get paid
enjoy
minimum
it.
wage? Do the cooks
I
get
got
paid
to
minimum
enjoy
wage?
it
They get
without.
paid a regular rate, right? Okay, so the waiter isn't the one breaking eggs either. They're not powdering anybody's French toast either. They're taking my order, taking it back to a cook,
Listen,
bringing the order. Bringing the order back to me and putting it in front of me.
have you ever worked in the service industry?
I have.
I'm a realtor. So yes, I work in the
No, I'm
service
talking about in the restaurant. All right, have you ever
I
worked
used
in
to
the
be a
restaurant
I've never
industry?
been a
I
waiter.
used to be a line cook.
Okay. As a server, you have to tip people out of the money that you get.
You have to tip the bartender and the hostess.
You have to tip the bartender and the hostess, and in some restaurants, you got to tip some other people.
Okay. I don't know who else.
The bus boy. Pay them a living wage. You won't have to tip anybody. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's what I'm saying. Any final words on this topic? I sort of went over my 30-minute mark, but that's okay. No? Okay. Cool. Hey, if you haven't already, go to the Raw News No Fluff YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click to get notifications so you never miss a show. All right. Let's talk now. What you eating on? Because I want some too.
As soon as I saw that commercial break, I went down.
Oh, next time let me know. I'll give you more time. I don't know what you eating on, no word. Okay, so let's talk. Let me read a couple of things real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Make sure you've shared the live. If you have not, go do that now. Make sure you like the live, support the live. Thank you, much appreciated. Okay, so now, and this is the particular topic, should white parents or black parents raise black kids or white kids? So should white people raise black kids? Should black people be able to raise white kids? Is there a difference? Is one easier than the other? Is one more detrimental than the other? Anybody have any off the dome thoughts on that?
I think anybody should be able to adopt anyone. With all the kids that are in orphanages that are not being, I'm grateful that black kids are being adopted because of the fact that they're usually the last ones picked in the adoption process. So, I mean, I'm glad they're being adopted by someone.
They're also, I heard, the cheapest
situation
to adopt also.
I'm sorry?
I heard they're also the least expensive child to adopt as well, which is, I think, is stupid. If it's the child should be the same rate, whatever that rate is. Black children shouldn't be on the low totem pole to get adopted.
So the cost to adopting a Caucasian child is approximately $35,000 plus some legal expenses, versus when you get to the phone call about a little girl, a full African American girl is $18,000. The cost to adopt a biracial child is between $24,000 and $26,000.
Wait, so you get 2 for 1?
That's horrible. That's horrible.
I mean, that's what it breaks down to if it's 18,000 versus 36.
Yo, wait a minute. They got prices on adopting children?
I didn't even know this. I've never adopted, so I didn't know.
I
know they have to do the legal fees and all of that stuff, but I didn't know there was actually a difference in prices.
You have to pay for the process.
That is modern day slavery.
So, between 2017 and 2019, around 28% of all adoptions were transracial, which is interracial. White parents adopting children that were not white made up 90% of that 28%.
And a lot of them are going overseas also. The majority of them, because of the fact that it's less expensive to go overseas.
I think it's China, Ukraine, and Russia. I think that's where they're getting the babies from.
Cambodia too.
Okay.
And they'll get from like Kenya, Ethiopia.
But specifically, white parents and black children. Do you think that, and I agree, black children, there's 92,000 in foster care and 9,500 of them get adopted. So I dig it. It's great. Adopt them. Yes, that's fine. But I don't think a white parent can accurately and all inclusively raise a black child, especially in America.
I think it depends. Sometimes I think it depends on how willing that person is to learn about like what it takes and how woke they are.
Right. I feel like it doesn't bother me as long as that person is open to being taught and they're open minded to know their limitations. But I think that as every parent, I don't know everything. No parent knows everything. So we're not teachable. Even a black person will mess up a black child. Even a white person will mess up a white child. You can't go into parenting thinking you know everything. So I feel like those if someone is adopting across the racial line, I feel that there should be some extra classes implemented into that you have, like, there's some things that you should know about, especially black children, even because it's the basics: hair, skin, like lotion. It's important to take care of your skin. Those things you have to be taught. And you should be open to that if you're adopting, or if you're adopting an Asian child. You should be sensitive to their culture and allow them to have that moment, that space.
Right. But when you have, and I agree with that. But when you have, like I was reading, where black children won't even tell their white parent or white foster parent that they've been racially abused or racially attacked out at school or whatever the case may be, they won't even tell white parents that. So who is their outlet? And how are these white parents teaching black kids how to be black in America? Because legitimately, sure, black parents can mess up black children and white parents can mess up white children. But one thing for sure, I'm going to teach you how to be black or how to navigate in this world for a good parent anyway.
And I think that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I think that when they, especially when they go outside the race, it should come with like probably therapy sessions by somebody who's of the ethnicity or race of that person. Like at least
or have a liaison.
Yeah, or have some kind of just to make sure that things are, that they have an outlet, someone to talk to, or an open space.
Until what age?
Until they're 18.
I think being black in America is it's your own experience of being black. Everybody has their own individual experience that kind of lines up with one another, but ultimately you have your own experience. So even with a child coming over here and being raised, the parents just gonna have to understand that they're gonna have an experience and they're just gonna have to be able to deal with their experience the way, it's difficult it's gonna be for them as a parent that wasn't a different color to them. They just got to deal with it as a parent. Like, how do we get through this? And those experiences might happen more often than not, right?
Well, it's kind of like
that I think that the disadvantage or where it gets crazy is when those experiences do happen. At least there's nothing that I can do for my black daughter where she has those experiences other than empathize with her. And there's power in empathy. For her to say, for her to understand that I know exactly how you feel. I get it. There is a safety in that the opposite race, if you're parenting, can't understand, can't identify. Even on the flip side, if a black person is raising a white child and that white child experiences certain quote unquote acts of kindness because of their whiteness, I can't identify with that. If you're getting certain privileges or whatever, I can't identify with that. So it is both ways. If you don't have empathy, especially as a parent, that's tough for that child.
I'm sorry. I do feel that a black parent can empathize more with a white child that experiences some leniency than a white parent can identify with a black child that experiences racism.
Well,
I think
go ahead.
I think me personally, with black children with white parents, the white parents have relatives. And I'm not saying that all are racist, but what
They
are
know
the
to protect.
probability that somebody in that family, if not the parents, brothers, sisters, get upset with that black child and call that baby the N-word, or say something racially insensitive to that child, whether it's a joke or whether it's the meaning? Black people are more accepting to the other race, because when you go to family functions, black, or if I look on TikTok or Instagram, you have a white dance studio. I mean, a black dance studio, and there's one white person in there, and they're dancing, and all the black people are like, yeah, yeah, get it. You know, they're cheering them on. We're more accepting than if a black person go to an all white thing. You know, they kind of like standoffish, or they're looking, or it's not like, yeah, you're doing it right. Yeah, keep. You know, it's not that. It's just, I think that if a black parent has a white child, we're more accepting, and we're going to make sure that that child feels welcome. Not saying that the white parents won't make the black child feel welcoming. It's
With
just, with today's time, what are the probability that that child will endure something that's demeaning or hurtful to them from the parent, the siblings, or a relative? That's my only thing. Yes, everybody can parent. Everybody can parent. Let me just say that. But that's just my take on it, and my hesitation on adopting outside race.
And then how does a white parent go to that child and say, okay, so let me tell you how to handle racism? You've never dealt with that. How do you know how to handle it? You just kill them with kindness. No, because because they're killing me mentally, emotionally, verbally, and then yeah, I agree. And having been the only black child in situations, the only black person in situations, it is that are all white. It is very uncomfortable. It is very shock. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it's very like, oh. And then you look for that one black person, just please enter the room. Any black person, just come.
That's me.
Come on.
And I'm fully grown.
So it's like, but then you have, like you said, you have a white person that enters, and it's like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to, you come to the cookout. Like, it's much easier for a white person to enter a black community than it is for a black person to enter a white community. You were gonna say something, Dee?
Especially a child.
Especially a child. Yeah. Oh wait, there was.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We can't really speak to their side of the equation of how easy it is, because
my internet is interneting. It's okay.
I mean, some white people do feel uncomfortable around black people.
You said what?
Some white people do feel uncomfortable with a lot of black people because they think that we're dangerous, or we'll do something to them. But I mean,
it's a lot of energy.
It's
a lot of energy that they're not used to. It's like a big spiritual energy that's around. It's just like whenever a lot of black people are together, it's always a good, like, there's a connectivity, spiritual energy going on. That's why whenever they get the right music playing or there's the right vibe, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's connected.
Right. We can relate immediately. But in that, we also know how to include other people. Asian, white, black, whatever the case may be, we know how to include other people. It's much more difficult for a black person to be assimilated into a white crowd, because you got to figure out who is for me, who is against me. In a black crowd, I don't think that's a question that they ask themselves. Who here is for me? Who's against me? I don't think they're doing that. And the sad thing is, as a child, you assume everybody is for you. So as a little black child in the white community, they think everybody is for them. And white kids, everybody is for them. But more times than not, that white child is in a situation where everybody is, we are for you. Because we don't want to hurt you. You're a child.
I don't go into a room thinking who's against me when I'm with white people. That's not my initial thought. So I would hope that my children don't, even though I'm raising black children, I would hope that they don't feel that way, because I think that's a lot of pressure or a lot of anxiety to always be thinking who's for you and who's against you.
Right.
Well, I've been in situations. I've had employers. I've had employment where I'm the only black person in there, because of course, you like when you get to a certain level of education, a lot of times you'll be the only black person in the room. So I've come into those kind of places where you kind of have to say, okay, who's who? So yeah,
I think that's a little different though.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, because you're going into a job, so you're kind of like going in there trying to figure out who's in charge because of what you're about to get into.
Not necessarily who's in charge, because remember, like even with certain jobs, even any all you need is one person to not like you, and then that person can be like can what you call it sabotage you.
Right.
All you need is one person to not like you, so it doesn't even need to be your boss.
But you can't worry about that.
You have to worry.
That's because that could be
employment. You should worry about that. You
Yeah.
should know who you
No,
can.
that could be the case
Yes, you
in
can.
any situation that you're
who
in.
You can trust into, who you can confide in, and who you cannot confide in. You have to know that.
I mean,
that's life. Period.
Well, yeah, you got to know that stuff, but you know, other than that,
now we're just adding the layer of race on top of it, so I don't see the difference.
I said if you got to find people to confide in, that's one thing. That's a completely different thing. Somebody to talk to about work stuff, yeah, sure. But you're just going in there saying if there's one person who don't like you, I mean, you're gonna go anywhere. There's gonna be always one person. You can go inside Starbucks and there's one person in there who just decided, you know what, I do not like you. I don't know what it is about you, but I don't like you. They don't act on not liking you, but they don't like you. You don't know it though.
When you have a license that is very hard for you to get, and then all it takes is for one person to say something, and you can actually have your license put on. Because I recently just resigned from a position where I was a director over there, and literally my job was to work with nurses who were in addiction. They're in addiction medicine, where basically these nurses were reported to the board of nursing just because a lot of times it was because somebody on their unit did not like them, and all it takes is a reasonable suspicion. It doesn't even need that they were doing anything unscrupulous. And then they were tested, and they probably did a marijuana gummy some time ago, but it's stuck in their hair because they do hair testing and nail testing. And now that person is now under monitoring for the state of Florida for 5 years and has to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars. So I'm saying those things matter. So knowing who you can and cannot trust in work is important.
And I think that goes along with children. Who do I confide in? Like I said, black children will not tell their white parents when they've been attacked racially.
Look at the Emmett Till situation.
They're keeping that to themselves. Say again, D.
Look at Emmett Till. Look at that Emmett Till situation.
What is that? What does that have to do with the situation you just listed? You named.
All it took was for a person of the other race to say something that, oh, they thought that this was happening, and now that little boy's dead. That was a child.
But what does that have to do with raising the children?
Never mind.
No, I'm just trying to connect the dots. You saying look at the Emmett Till situation. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with?
Because I'm looking at the fact that Emmett Till was a child, and all it took was a white person to be against him.
And so if you put a black child in a white family, all it takes is one person to be against him, and now this child has to watch their back. And true enough, that also works for a white child in a black family.
Right? Can't that be true on the other end?
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't. But I'm just saying that those are things that they have to deal with that they possibly wouldn't have to deal with had they had a whole black family, or had they had a family of their own race. You understand?
I do not follow.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
So, do you feel that a white family can earnestly teach a black child about how to deal with racism?
I think white families or white parents who adopt black children deal with them according to how they know how to do best. And those black children find a way to navigate, because there are plenty of white children. There are plenty of black children who are adopted by white parents that do exactly that. They go out every day and they navigate racism. They navigate the racism that happens, blatantly to their face.
But we got to focus on the question, though.
I agree with you, Selston.
We didn't negate that there's white kids, like white parents who can raise black kids who, they can navigate the situation. We're just saying that certain situations will arise that person will not be able to empathize and will not be able to navigate.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Do I think that white parents can teach black children how to deal with racism?
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I think they can.
Okay.
As long as they're not willfully ignorant.
I think in 2023, because black people have regurgitated over and over, I tell my black son, keep your hand on the wheel. Yes, sir. White people are just regurgitating the same thing. They're going to tell that same black kid, this is what you do, this is what you say. You can never prepare anybody for racism.
You can't.
Even as a black person, I cannot prepare anybody for racism. I cannot change it. I cannot make it better. All I have that over the next parent or that doesn't look like me is empathy. I can just say, okay, I get it. But I feel like Stelson, there are hundreds of black boys who have navigated through the process of being raised by white people. And the TV show This Is It, This Is Us, really highlights that very thing. He was raised by white parents, ends up being the most successful child out of the three, and he dealt with racism. He found his outlets. He did what he needed to do, and he had ignorant parents in the very beginning. They were ignorant to what he was going through. They were in a bubble. They were delusional. They didn't see it. But he didn't have conversations with them, but he figured it out. So I feel like it's plenty of I would rather a black person be adopted by someone that's not black if that's their only chance of being in a family.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
But also when you use the This Is Us example, great show by the way. You also have to take into mind that the scene at the pool, they invited black people to help them with the boy. They invited them to help them with information on how to raise the boy. And plus, I feel like he was so successful. He was more successful because he had more pressure on him. I don't look like these people. I have to do better than they.
You know how they do a community.
What?
Just like how we do it, because we don't have all the answers. They don't have all the answers. So you seek the answers.
That's why I said that the child should have some kind of liaison of their, whether that be a big brother club or big brothers or whatever, somebody like a mentor or somebody that he can reach out to. But the thing is,
they'll probably find a friend,
and that the parents can reach out to too.
Exactly.
Most of the times, they'll find a friend that got a black child too, and they'll powwow. And they'll talk about raising black children,
sometimes,
things like that.
Exactly
people meet up and get together, and
sometimes you'll see, like, for example, a little black girl who has white parents coming to the store with her hair looking a hot mess.
I mean,
right?
They ain't no different than two black parents,
right? But I feel like if we see that, because I've encountered that where a little black girl.
I remember you told us the story.
Right. So I have a responsibility to her. I feel like we as black people need to have a community mindset, and we need to be able to swim against stream, because a lot of people saw that and a lot of black women walked by that. Not saying that what I did was the right thing, but I darn sure don't think it was the wrong thing. And I asked the mother, "Hey, can I show you?" Or I don't, and I told her I don't mind doing her hair once a month because it needed that. That's what need the woman was not receiving of it, but I'm sure she didn't sleep good that night. I'm sure she figured I pray she figured something out because she felt embarrassed.
Right, and
Right.
I've watched the video on, oh my bad, and I've watched a video on TikTok where a lady was like, "Well, I just don't know how to or what to do with her hair," and I'm like, "There's so many people that you can ask to
And
help
YouTube
you,
videos.
but you're being so stubborn, you're being so naive, or whatever you want to do. You want to play victim." And say, I
What if
don't
she
know
just really
what to
don't
do,
know?
as opposed to just
There's
going to find
YouTube.
somebody. You pass a black person every day.
Can I say something?
No, you cannot. I'm joking. Go ahead.
I, hey y'all. I think it's incredibly insane, and I just been listening that someone would say it's difficult. I feel like if her hair is nappy, if the little black girl's hair is nappy with the white woman, there's a reason she's with that white woman. Where's her black mama? I think that
Maybe she died.
anybody giving a child love that's not neglecting a child, I don't care if she never does her hair like a black woman. I don't care if she never gets the black experience. If she's raised in a loving, healthy home, bravo to that white parent.
We're
No,
not
we're not saying
saying
that. We're not saying that.
that they can't adopt black kids.
I'm
We're
just saying
saying
that
that if you're
take the
going to
time to get
adopt a black
educated.
child, you need to do their hair.
That's too much pressure on the adoptive parent. I'm already
No,
Nah,
raising.
that's I think that the same thing that we say about a black woman who doesn't do the child hair and was like, oh, that child gonna, be put out, they're gonna feel a certain type of way, and look at this woman with her hair done, but her child's not. The fact that we're giving grace to the white mom in this situation, and
I don't
because
give grace to black people who have
no,
their
I'm
hair
talking about
not
Jay.
leaving a mess.
You giving grace to the adopting mom, in the same breath you put down her actual mom, not knowing what happened. You're like,
Yeah,
where's the black
could have
mom?
died. That could have died.
Hold
Yeah, but
on,
where is it?
as if she is wrong. You don't even know the scenario. You don't
I,
know the scenario, but you like, look at it. Where's the black mom? Like the way you said it was so villainizing.
I'm
It
sorry.
wasn't that bad. I heard it.
Oh, and I
I
wanted
heard
to
it,
go
Bill.
back
I
to
didn't. I heard it how I heard it.
I want to go
It
back
was
to
it wasn't
the
that
topic
bad.
of I wanted to go back to the topic of This Is Us, because another thing that we didn't talk about is the fact that yes, he was the most successful of all the children, but he was also dealing with a great deal of anxiety for the entirety of his life into his adult life. Like he was dealing with significant amounts of anxiety.
But everybody deals with anxiety.
His
I,
siblings were not going through that much anxiety.
I want to say this in clarity. I was not villainizing the black mom, but I think to put additional, it's almost like this. Think about it. When you're doing something and you're going out of your way for someone, and someone is asking you for more, it seems to me that an adoptive parent, any race, even if a black person adopts another black person, for you to say, well, you're not giving this child money to go to the skating rink on Friday when all the rest of the kids going. Hey, anybody who's taken on a child that's not their own and is giving that child a life that they would not have without that adoptive parent, I don't think we should put extra on. Should the child be super nappy headed? I don't know. But to say that this white lady should, or these Caucasian people should learn black culture and learn how to do black hair and YouTube to do, they're doing the best they can.
No, the best you can is
Are
to
they?
learn. When you go into a job, you might not know the skill. They don't say, "Oh, just do the best you can." They say, "Learn the skill or leave." So I feel like you knew who you were adopting. You knew
That's
that,
it.
so you should have prepared for that. That's like a parent who has a disabled child. Well, I had a child, and so what that they look this way. I'm doing the best. No, you're not doing the best. Prepare.
Because if
My
that
my
child come up
youngest child, they thought that she wouldn't go to term and she would something would be wrong with her. I said I didn't want to know because I was gonna love my child either way. My sister Lolita said you need to know so you can prepare. That's the thing. You have to be ready for what you chose to do. You chose to adopt this particular child, whether you're black adopting a white person or you're white adopting a black person, you're making the choice. So because and every white person knows that our hair is different because they're like, oh, let me touch it.
Yeah.
So you're getting something different from what you have. So be prepared. You don't get a child overnight. It's a month-long process.
Adoption is a whole process. It's not you get one. You want a child? Okay, here you go.
So two things.
Part of hygiene, is it not?
Should a white person then pass over a black child to get a child that they know what to do with? And which one of you ladies on this live know how to handle a white woman, to raise a white child?
Know how to raise a white child?
Correct.
Nobody's saying anything about they can't. What we're saying.
Let me tell you, I would learn how to do their hair. I tell you that.
Just answer the question.
Hair get washed every day. We shampoo their hair. It's only so much you can do: braids, ponytails. I
would take the time to learn how to do their hair.
Got pigtails.
So they don't get sunburn.
They can get lice.
Right. Get checked for the lice. Right. Monthly.
So I know how to grab a brush.
White people have to be checked for lice. Wait a minute. White people have to be checked for lice monthly?
I mean, as a black parent, I don't know how often. Since I don't get lice, I'm gonna check every month for lice because I don't know how often lice come and where it's a bug.
They get it from other kids.
Well, yeah, it travels. It's contagious, so I don't know. So check that baby for lice just to make sure that I don't got no lice in my house.
But I guarantee that child won't have matted hair.
Right, exactly.
Even though we don't have the same brush. Even though we don't have the same brush, I guarantee I'm gonna go get a brush that is needed for that child, and they won't be walking around with matted hair. And then when you look at me, because I bet if it was a black woman with a child with matted hair, you would say, brush that baby hair. You wouldn't say she doing her best. You wouldn't say that to the black woman. You would say get a brush that white child needs. It's very simple. Get a coarse brush. Get a brush that is good for black people.
And
take
it
to the
salon.
Right.
And if I can't get
take
it
it to the salon. They're in every corner.
That will do her hair.
And wash that baby hair every day because we can't handle that. Our hair don't handle.
Well, then why don't you just tell them that when you see them? When you see a white parent with a black child.
Did you not just hear my story? Did you not just hear what I said?
Okay, well then that just make that a common thing.
No.
That's my responsibility. You're missing the point. That's not my responsibility.
Why is it not your responsibility?
Their responsibility in deciding that they're going to adopt a black child. I decided.
Well, it's community.
Let's do a black child. Okay. We know that their hair is thicker than ours. Let me either start practicing on a baby doll or watch a YouTube video, or let me ask one of my black friends, because I'm going to get this black child soon. How do I take care of their hair?
Brandy.
How do I take care of their skin? How do I do this, that, and the third? And that's what I
have a question, Brandy. So a black child.
Your question. Go ahead.
Well, is a black child that's adopted by white parents. Are they negated from other black people interacting with them the same way they would with a black child that is naturally?
You don't know where they're raising this child. If they're in the middle of Minnesota,
do you negate that completely? Because if you can go to a black parent with a black child, whether it be your sister, your homegirl, whatever, and say, hey, give her some advice about her own child, cool. And she just takes whatever she takes from it. Can you not do that with somebody else who's not black and she's just white? Is that not part of your community still? Or is that just negated altogether now? If we're just sticking to black people, if we're not even just talking about people in general, we're just talking about black people, is that person still not black now because they adopted by a different race?
If I decided I was going to adopt a black child, then I am obligated, as a white person, then I am obligated to figure out how to take care of that child. That is my obligation. It is not the black woman walking by me. It is not her obligation to say something to me when I don't know how to take care of my own child. That is my obligation. So to answer your question, it does not negate it, which is what Ashley said earlier, that we should work as a community. However, don't put the onus on me to step up to her because she's failing to do what she should have practiced or prepared for in advance.
Have you all ever looked at the statistics with black children in the foster care, especially just Florida, not nationwide?
Yeah, they talked about it.
My question is, it is a terrible thing if a white person, an Asian person, I think we're sounds like, and no disrespect to the moderator, but it sounds like we're viewing this we're not talking about in LA, Beverly Hills, where celebrities are adopting these black children from Africa because it's almost like they're doing it like trophies. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that there are the system is overburdened with black kids. You mean to tell me if a white person gets one of these children from the abusive, very rape heavy, molestation heavy system, that if they are not concerned about their hair, that they're failing? I don't care if their hair is matted from here to 18. I don't care if they're fed, they're educated, and they're not being raped or molested. Who cares about them knowing black culture? I'm so black, I don't care if they ever know black culture, as long as they're safe. I care about their safety, their well-being, more than I care about them knowing they're black. I don't care if they think they're white at the end of the day, because literally their well-being is more important than any of that.
No one's
Okay,
negating.
so let me correct you. Let me add something to that, because grooming is part of hygiene.
No, we're not. I'm not talking about bad hygiene. I'm talking about if their hair is nappy and it looks
what I'm
just.
saying. Grooming is part of hygiene. Grooming is your presentation. Grooming is how.
Let's be honest. A black kid.
Don't interrupt me.
No, I'm just being real. You're talking about hygiene, though.
Let her finish talking.
Grooming is part of hygiene. So whatever the case is, you take the time to figure out. It's just well, I'm not comparing humans to dogs, but just say this. Say you got a dog of a particular breed or whatever. You're going to do the research to find out what food this breed eats. You're going to do the research to see. You're going to take this dog to the groomers. You're going to do whatever you need to do to take care of that dog, right?
If she washed that baby hair and that baby hair is not dirty, she don't have lice. I don't care if it's nappy. I don't. If she washes it and it's not dirty,
let me ask you.
Bravo.
Let me ask
a man going to teach his son how to shave his balls, no matter how.
Right? So if
that's just how it is.
Your daughter's mother did not do your daughter's hair and she was walking nappy, you be fine with
that? As long as she's fed.
No.
As long as she's fed.
And that's a no.
She got food in her mouth, but her hair looked nappy.
Listen to me. Listen. First of all, ST3 said a man's gonna teach his son how to shave his balls. ST3, me and my father have never had that experience, and
me neither.
So I just want to say that is not.
But what I mean to say is, your father at the least is going to teach you what you need to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what your race is, a man who's a father is going to teach his son the things you need to know as a man. Now, the things he can't teach you, and that's every father, no matter if he's black, white, whatever. Because there's stuff that my father couldn't teach me. He's just not that man. There's stuff that Jay's father couldn't teach him. Just not that man. He had to learn it throughout the course of his life. He had to go through his journey. All men go through this. So, if there's a problem on the other side with women, then you can't put the blame on us for things not happening. Just go tell the other woman, hey, listen, community, listen, that black child still belongs to our community. We need to go ahead and tell her, and let's be friends with her. She'll be friends with you. You know how white people get down. They will be friends with you. They will learn your culture. They will eat your food. They will just be, listen, and somebody try you. Don't you mess with Dr. Jackson.
Listen,
I'm gonna call Tom right now. You know how it goes.
Listen,
I think this over sensationalism of white people and this mindset that they're gonna be down. Like, I think that's very interesting. How time and time again we get on these lives and y'all have these higher expectations views of white people than you do black people. To me, it is very disgusting. And as a black woman, it is very disgusting to hear this every week almost. That how y'all view white people as just
y'all.
You just said it. You just said it when you said about as long as they're fed and they're fine. I don't care if they're let me finish. Asian. As long as she's fed and they have a place and they're in a loving home, I don't care if that her hair is nappy and she never knows black culture. I don't care. But then when the question was asked if Sharnisha had Kira with her hair looking crazy and she was doing that, you would be disgusted. I have heard you say things like, why her hair look like that? Why her mama did that?
I'm about to get off this live.
The point
Don't be talking about my business.
Is the fact that we will say it is okay for
moderator. Can you moderate?
It is okay for one group to get a pass in their parenting, but for the black woman, for her not to get a pass, and this is the thing though. she's dealing on a daily basis with being treated like garbage. But you give her no breaks.
Nope.
No breaks for her.
Nope.
But for the woman that gets all the breaks, oh, she can't even carry her own purse. Let me lay down so she can walk over me because it's a puddle. You throw the black woman in the puddle. You tell her lay down, let me walk over you. It is. I'm being serious. I'm saying it jokingly, and I'm about to get on. I look crazy, but I'm about to turn my camera on because I want y'all to see my face. It is disgusting and it is disturbing how black men think. It is disturbing. I'm done. I'm hitting mute.
Pause. While you're waiting, while you're commenting, while you're laughing at something somebody just said, please be kind and share the show to your page.
You got to tap.
Thank you for the support, and we look forward to doing more. I did. Y'all stop yelling at me.
That's for Ashley.
It is. I
was right before Ash said that. I was gonna be like, I noticed he didn't answer that question.
So I want to say this. I never answered the question.
Your face did.
No.
Yes, your face did.
I want to be clear. I never answered the question that was about my daughter specifically, but I will say this. I have higher expectations from her mother because it is her mother. I have higher expectations.
Is the adoptive when the person is adopted,
the hypocrisy.
Wait,
the hypocrisy.
Wait, hold on. I have higher expectations.
She's healthy.
Okay.
She's calm.
Listen.
She's loved.
Okay,
the hypocrisy.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know
hold on, wait.
She's also smart.
Wait, hold on.
But
Let me finish.
You got higher expectations
for
her mother. And let me say this: that white woman that adopted that black child, I bet her husband live in that house.
Listen.
So you got higher expectations for the mother of your child. I'm gonna leave it right there where it's at.
Yes, of course. It's the mother of his child.
I'm tired of y'all.
Wait, listen.
It's the mother of his child.
Let me say this.
Of course, he should have high expectations.
SC3, but what happened to community?
Oh wait, listen.
What happened to community? Shouldn't we feel like that about our
I can't talk over you, Brandy. Will you stop Ashley from talking?
Let her talk real quick.
Now you let Ashley talk over people.
Let her cook. Okay, girl.
I don't know what hypocrite. You look good. Okay. I said I don't know what you got going on over there, but it looked good. Okay, go ahead, Jay. You up? Everybody let Jay talk.
I believe I'm the only person on this live who grew up without their biological mother. All right.
Hypocrite.
As someone who actually grew up without their biological mother, I remember my aunt saying to me, this was not an adopted woman. This was my aunt. My aunt said to me and my brother, she said, a mother would sell their body to feed their child. She said a mother will do anything to rescue their child from trouble. She said, I want you and Willie to know we all love you. My mom had 8 sisters, no brothers. She said, but there's a limit to what we will do. Me and my brother had a good childhood. We were fed. We were taken care of. We went to Disney. We went to the fair. We did everything. We got good Christmases, everything. I didn't feel like an orphan when it came down to their care for us. I said that to say this, to say that anybody would have the same expectations that they would have for their birth children is difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. And hold on, I'm finished. This is my last point. And what my point was not that I expect the white woman to be neglectful, but what I'm saying is if she's doing the minimum and she's executing it well and she's done all she can, she just cannot get to the black level that we expect of black women. We have to respect that. And I did say that if it was an Asian woman, a Mexican woman, or a white woman. So I'm not putting down the black woman. Don't accuse me of that, Ricky Bobby. What I'm saying is any person that's taking on a child that's not their own and feeding, clothing, make sure that child gets through school and is not being raped or molested, deserves a trophy. I don't care what color they are.
Wow.
Okay.
For mine, I have 7 nieces and a nephew, and I will sell my body to take care of them.
And
Listen,
that's and let me say,
Well,
Well, which one of your children needs school
I
supplies?
don't know what your auntie got going on, but I will send somebody to
What
take
you
care of those
say
kids.
you will sell your body for your niece
wait a
and
minute.
nephew?
I want to
Ashley,
echo
any of
that.
your children need shoes?
I want to echo that. Hold on. I want to echo that. And this is nothing against your auntie. And then I say this because I love you, Dry, and I love you. So I don't want you to take this in no type of way. But your auntie is dead wrong. And if that's the one that raised you, she shouldn't have been raising you, because I would take a bullet. And my niece is grown. Even to this day, I would do whatever needs to be done. I would take a prison sentence over that child. And so you supposed to love, and I'm getting the chills. You supposed to love, and I'm not trying to preach to nobody, but you supposed to love like Laban loved. You supposed to take on. You supposed to be a Mordecai. He raised his niece, and he was gonna do it. You got to go with that child. Abraham said, Lord, he prayed for his
Preach ass.
nephew. You don't treat them like a second-hand person. They're an extension of you. You are their mother when their mother isn't there. And even when their mother is there, you stand in the background giving them evil looks because you got her back. I cannot even imagine the person I would be if my uncle Anthony, Kent, and my auntie Sonia, Lisa, they did not treat me like a mother and father all of my life. That your auntie was wrong. And I hope she's listening.
I told you that.
I hope she's listening. She was dead wrong, and especially to say that to a child, that automatically puts up a barrier for that child to say, I'm not fully loved. You don't really love me all the way. I'm at a disadvantage in life. She is dead wrong, and she owe you an apology. And I think I know who it is, and that will further how I feel about her. Put that in the bank.
And I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna say something else.
Checkmate.
As a person who's an auntie of adopted nieces and nephews, they are my nieces and nephews. So whether you're adopted or not, when you're an adopted parent, that is your child. So, because that's the purpose of adoption, because you are now that child's parent. Blood doesn't matter at that point. That's your child. That's now your legal responsibility. That is your child.
So do
it
that
doesn't
with all the
matter
children.
whether they're blood related to you or not. That is your child. So whatever
Do
you
that
need
with
to
all
do
the
to
children.
make sure, if you need to put that child in tutoring, if you need to put them in whatever they need to get. So if you need to get their hair, make sure that their hair is groomed, you do that.
All right, let's be more specific. Do it with all the black children.
I'm sorry, what?
Do it with all the black children, all of them. The ones that even do have black parents. The black parents that don't have the means that you have. The black parents that work in the service places that you frequent.
Once that child is adopted, that child is yours.
Well, then adopt them in that sense.
Mexican child, Asian child, that child is yours once you adopt them. So
you don't got to adopt them legally. Adopt them. Go adopt them in a way like you say, you know what? Every week I make this much money. I got this excess amount that I ain't doing nothing with. I was about to save it for this purse I was gonna get that I don't need. How about I do this? I'm gonna adopt your child for $100 a week and help your child out so that they can grow up and have a better life. Even if they are living in this situation, it's gonna take some pressure off of you. Build a community. Why don't you just do that then?
I'm sorry. I'm confused as to where this went.
I'm saying what I'm saying is the way that you feel about your nieces and nephews from your sister, and the same way that Ashley feels about her nieces and nephews.
They're taken care of.
I'm just saying, do that with all the other children. You know, maybe you won't have the same connection because they're not blood, but still connect with them on that level.
So the point of the matter is this: if you are and we're talking about adoption, we're not talking about blood relatives. We're not talking about the child that came out of my hoo-hoo. What I'm talking about is adopting a child.
All right, now I'm talking about the next door neighbor. Yeah, like you said, adopting a child to come into your home.
You should be preparing yourself for what you're getting.
Whatever that child comes with.
Even
whatever
parents
that
prepare themselves for their children. If they're having a boy or a girl, parents prepare themselves. They don't be like, you know what, we're just gonna wait till they get here. We'll just wait. We'll buy their clothes when they get here.
You don't think they prepare themselves?
She said they do.
Okay, so
but that's our point. That's what we're saying is that the person who's adopting a child who is not of their race needs to prepare themselves for the child that they're taking in.
I think they know this, especially in 2023.
All right.
Going into 24,
This
I
whole
think they know
conversation
this, that they need to be
Man.
prepared.
This conversation, I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out what the argument is for real.
Well, the whole conversation has to do with like one race being able to raise another child, and I said, and so the conversation came up and saying, okay, we're talking about hair. Sometimes these kids come out without their hair done, and it's that mother's responsibility to make sure that they get that child's hair done.
And
if
even
they can't
ashy,
do it, they need to
even
pay
ashy
somebody to
is-
do it.
I've seen
Yes.
some really ashy little brown skinned kids walking around
With no
some-
lotion on.
I mean, there's
white
some
parents
there's
lotion.
ashy
We
on
use
all
lotion.
ashy levels. There's ashy on both sides. Because listen,
You're missing the point. Stop trying
I
to
get
be
the point.
so even keeled. You're missing
listen,
the point. You're
I
trying to
get the
say,
point.
oh well, the white people do it too, the black people do it too. Oh, the Indians do it too, and the Mexicans do it too. Oh, we're not doing that. We're focusing on legit black children with white parents. That's what we're focusing on. We get
All right,
that
so what are we
everybody's
gonna do
ashy.
about it then?
We get that
What are we
everybody's
gonna
ashy,
do?
Stelson. We get that everybody is ashy. Okay? Everybody's
Okay.
ashy, guys. Everybody's ashy. But Stelson, what I'm saying is, it's easier to see it on black people than it is on white people. It is. I don't care. You can say whatever you want, but it is. So I'm saying, forget the hair. We ain't got to think about the hair. Leave the hair alone. The baby nappy and crappy, okay? They need to put on some lotion. But they don't do that because their skin works differently than our skin. You have to do the research, or if you don't have friends to tell you, even if your friends are telling you something, that's still a way of getting research. So you need to research because you know you're getting a black child because you're paying $18,000 for the process. So you know you're getting a black child because you're not paying $35,000 for the process. So you know you're getting a black child. What do I need to do in order to help this black child look and feel groomed?
Well, okay. Well, how about
and what do I need to do when it comes to the racism that they're going to deal with? Just because they have black parents, like for example, in a store, you see a white parent with a black child, you notice that black child. You see a black parent with a white child, you notice it, but it's not as noticeable. And I've asked people questions about this. I didn't just come up with this myself. So they need to. What we're saying is, if you're going to adopt a black child, if you're a black person that's going to adopt a white child, do your freaking research on how to raise, groom, and take care of that child mentally. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say we. I'm going to talk to myself. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I present you with a challenge then. I'll leave you with this and I present you with a challenge. Then how about you four? How about you four? Let me
go.
Let me get out. You four lovely, educated black women who I believe are all mothers. I'm not sure one of three of you are mothers at least, who have experience with raising black children. Why don't you use this platform now as a moment to teach these people who might right now be watching and want to know how to raise a black child, or might later stumble upon this live in the future and want to raise black children? Why don't you teach them and give them a solution on how to do it within the four of you and opinions? I'm sure you all can get it done. And look at this. All right. I would say something, but okay. I see you, Pastor. Hey, there's gonna be a
First of
fourth
all,
mother
don't be
here.
jealous because you
All
ain't
right,
here.
y'all have a good night.
Don't be assuming stuff like you normally do and you be wrong.
But you
Calm
could,
down.
you could be here, brother. I'm praying.
You could not. Oh yeah, you could. I mean, Ashley sing, so
right.
Work it out.
Right.
But not me.
Y'all got problems.
It is not.
I'll come next time.
Girl, it is not what. Anyway, it is not.
I'll remember it next time.
This platform that we have, that has to be kind of hands-on. Oh, I guess he left. That platform has to be hands-on, Lord. That has to be hands-on. We can't just. I don't know what. Oh. You know what? Dadgummit. Hold on, y'all. I gotta move this.
I just want to say I love black women. I want to clear that up. That they're doing a great job.
Okay, so I believe that having it. No, I'm not gonna do that. Having. And it goes back to tipping, making it my responsibility to teach somebody or to educate somebody without them asking me on how to do it is not right. It's not my obligation to pay your employer. It's not my obligation to teach you how to parent a black child that you have not asked me to help you raise. You should have done your research. Or I feel like, and like I said, if it's a black parent with a white child, do your research before you get that child. You got to know how to check for lice. You have to know what kind of lotion to use on their skin because they don't use the same lotion we use. You got to know what kind of chemicals. You can't use pink lotion on white hair. You cannot put pink lotion on white hair. And you have to know that. So, I guess that's where Stolson was with that, but he offered y'all a challenge. Step up to all these white parents with black children and tell them this is how you need to raise your child, this is how you need to do their hair.
Or they can just go on YouTube.
Or YouTube.
Like, if everybody knows how to go on YouTube and look for everything else. They've got countless YouTube videos showing you how to do a black child's hair. Shoot, they got TikToks with white dads doing their black daughter's hair.
I agree.
So it's out there. The information is out there. It just takes for them to take that extra step and just do it. Like in this day and age, that should not be happening where, like, for example, Ash would have to walk up to somebody and you say, oh, can I help you do your daughter's hair? No, she should have gone on YouTube and done that.
And I want to reiterate, every person on this panel, I feel like, and I can't speak for Stelson. I'm assuming I can speak for Stelson, but every person that was on this panel does not say white people cannot adopt black children. Nobody's saying black people cannot adopt white people. Adopt the children. Get them all. But just know how to care for them hygienically, mentally, and emotionally. Like just know how to navigate the world that they live in within their skin color.
And if you can't do it yourself, access some resources.
That's all we're saying. I don't mind if my white friends ask me how to raise a little help. Don't ask me how to raise your child because each child is different. And my mom taught me that. She treated us each different because we have different personalities. We dealt with punishment differently, this, that, and the third. But if you want to ask me how to braid your child's hair, what chemicals to use in your child's hair, how to talk to them about racism, how to, whatever the case may be, I'm here. All you got to do is ask. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And when they get upset, just don't call the baby out their name or make them feel, don't. Because some people really get upset and take it to that next level. And
I've seen that before.
I've seen it before too. And then apologize afterwards. I didn't mean to use that word. It should have been in your head in the first place and from your child. Period.
Right. And you love me.
Right.
And that's all we're saying. Prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally to take care of this child that looks completely different from you. That's going to get looks when you guys are walking together. Because when I see a little brown skinned baby with rough hair, I'm looking at the baby like, dang. I don't even look at the mom. I couldn't even tell you what she looked like or he looked like. But there was a comment right here, this one, that said, my son-in-law is white. He's an excellent father to his 14 and 2-year-old daughters. But the mom is there. So the mom, what the thing is, he's not navigating the world by himself. He has help. He has help in how to take care of whatever ethnicity these children are.
I was just about to ask, are those his biological children or are those his adopted children? And I'm assuming, I don't know if they're, like you said, biracial or all black. I don't know.
Well, her daughter, it's a lady named Yogi. Her daughter is married to the guy.
But were those her children?
Right.
They're the mom's children. Like they're Yogi's. They're not adopted. He's their stepdad.
Okay, the stepdad. Okay, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what we were asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mother is there, so those kids are going to be taken care of anyway, and they would have the access to know how to navigate certain situations. Exactly. Yeah, she might not be able to teach his son or whatever to stand up and pee, but everything else.
Pause on that. this chick right here. Wait, where you at? Over here. She taught her son how to stand up and pee. I don't even think he sat down. It wasn't his first time peeing. He was standing up.
Yeah, I taught my son how to stand up and pee. I mean, I know
he
that's
never sat down and peed. So people talking about you can't teach your son how to. No, yes you can. You know.
Well, no, I didn't say you couldn't. I said maybe. Yeah.
But I'm saying you have to, and that's just like with raising a boy. I'm a woman, and I agree that a man should be in a boy's life. A mother should be. Each parent should be in a child's life, but I have to navigate how to raise a boy to stand up and pee. Because he doesn't think like girls.
right. But I had help. I had to tell his dad to show him how to do it because I couldn't show him. So his dad actually showed him how to use it, and then that's how he learned.
Yeah, my dad was the one who navigated that with my son.
So you got help, and that's what we're saying. That even furthers the point. Get the help you need to help the person in the skin that they're in. That's all I'm saying. And I think, and Ashley mentioned in today's society, white people, I don't care what they say, white people know what black people go through. White people know what we have to endure as black people.
That's why I said just with the ones who are blissfully ignorant, who act like they don't want to know.
Who act like they don't. You see it.
So let's give some hints on how to take care of a black child. Wash their hair once a week or twice a week, not every day.
Don't do it every day.
Not even once or twice a week. That's a lot.
Yeah, not even.
Twice a week. That's a lot. Twice a week is a lot.
No, every 2 weeks.
Once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I meant. Once a week or once every 2 weeks. And if they have braids, you can go.
Unless they're in the pool every day. Unless they swimming, then you can do the once a week.
With chlorine, you have to utilize the shampoo to get the chlorine out their hair, and make sure you use conditioner. We need conditioner that needs to sit for about 10 minutes or more. And use the leave-in conditioner as well. And make sure you moisturize. That's using hair grease or some type of moisturization on the hair. Because if our hair dries out, it gets really brittle and it'll fall out.
And let me say this: we do not use the same shampoo you use. Herbal Essence does not work on our hair. How do I know? I use it and it matted up like
it dries it out
in my head. You have to use a different. You can Google. There's different kinds you can use. But we do not use because your shampoo takes the moisture and oil out of your hair. Ours needs to condition our hair. We need moisture in our hair. We need moisture. So don't use your lotion. Don't use your shampoo on our heads. Okay.
When in doubt, go to Sally's or a beauty supply store and ask what to use on this type of hair, or ask person.
Right.
Ask a friend.
If you don't have a friend, ask somebody.
Or go on Facebook. There's Facebook groups.
Or like you say, YouTube.
Right.
We also need lotion.
Cocoa butter, shea butter.
Yeah, preferably the ones that are more natural oils.
But yeah, if you're going to use suntan lotion, you can use sunblock. That's fine. I asked, and this is just a personal thing. Don't have that baby out there looking like a ghost. Rub it in. Just rub it in. Please. Just rub it in, okay?
Right.
We are not opposed to sunblock. We should use sunblock.
All I did was see that. I saw that. Like I just visualized it.
Right.
Because you've seen it before.
Right. But we actually need vitamin D. So not too much sunblock because our skin is like a barrier. So we need to soak that vitamin D in. Because Black people have the tendency to have low vitamin D. And if the sun God have given to us to provide vitamin D, we need it. Also, if you're teaching your child how to take a shower, make sure they wash their feet. Just because the soap runs down doesn't mean that their feet are getting clean. They need to take that washcloth and they need to wash every body parts.
That's another thing, washcloth, because that's not something that's not something that a lot of white people use. They don't use washcloths.
Right, because when I went to Europe, I was like, I need a washcloth. They were like, we don't have that. I said, so you expect me to use my hand? Give me a hand towel? I need something.
And some scissors.
exfoliate, at least scrub.
I need to scrub off the dead skin. So yes,
use a washcloth.
We get the back of our neck. We get everything. We wash everything. Black people,
not our hair.
A lot of black people, we use 2 rags. We use one for our face and one for our body. We don't believe, a lot of us don't believe in cleaning your butt crack and then cleaning your face. We don't do that. Okay.
Or when in doubt, use the washcloth on your face first and then the body. Don't go the other way around. It's like a female have to wipe front to back, not back to front.
Come on. If we get quiet, if your child gets quiet and doesn't want to talk to you about something that happened at school, something happened at school. If they don't want to talk to you, find somebody that looks like them to talk to them, because that's probably what it's related to. And they don't feel comfortable telling you because they don't want to make you upset that somebody that looks like you did something to them.
And if that person comes and tell you what that child said, do not go back and tell that child what that person said, because then you'll break that trust and then they won't talk to that person. So you have to navigate around to get to that without selling. I mean, that's really for any child, honestly.
But yeah.
That's for any child. That's across the board.
Also, if your black child confides in another black person, that is not them not loving you. That is not them. Don't feel like they love this other person more. Black people legit, and I don't care what nobody says, Black people legit have a connection with one another, and it's immediate. That's why if somebody says something, the next person says something, we laughing. It don't make sense. We might not even say anything. It can be a look. Black people automatically have a connection, and they're going to have that regardless of who raises them when they go out and understand, when they start interacting with the world. It comes automatically. So don't deem that as a challenge against you. Just accept that as somebody else is going to help this child be molded into a productive Black citizen with more understanding of how it is to be Black in America and Black in the world. Because it's actually kind of different.
Right. And then when you comb that child hair, because our hair
this is good. What you finna say already? Go ahead.
Huh?
This good already. Tell them.
When you comb the child, our hair grows out or up. As Caucasian people, hair grows down. That's why it's always long. Down. When you take that child hair, you take it small sections at a time. You start at the end and you work your way up to detangle it. And you have to make sure you get all the way to the scalp. Don't just brush over it, because that scalp will get matted and it'll hurt drastically. So you have to make sure you comb every piece, even from the scalp down, and then you go to the next section. So if you have to twist this up and like a little 2-strand twist like this to get it out the way, 9 times out of 10, that's how it'll stay. If you just tie just a little, you don't have to put anything on the end, it'll stay. Then go to the next section and comb it out, but start at the bottom to detangle it and work your way up. But make sure you get all the way to the scalp, so it's not, because our hair will dread up. These are dreads that I did on purpose. But by me not combing my hair, it will dread up like this. You don't want your child to have dreads
unintentionally.
Thank you.
And another thing, our hair, despite what people say, our hair loves moisture. Our hair likes water. It likes oil. It does. So if you do have to, when you do have to comb your child's hair, it is easier to comb if it has moisture to it. Do it dry.
Or leave-in conditioner.
Right. The best time to detangle is while you're washing their hair, when the conditioner is in, when it's wet, and then while you're doing it, just twist
dry.
Section it out while that happens, and then rinse it out.
And you're gonna break a lot of hair off if you do it dry.
And the child can be tender-headed, which means it hurts when you comb their hair, and then they're gonna cry. So you don't want your child to cry. If all else fails, take that baby to the salon once a week.
Thank you.
You can afford it.
That's it.
Or once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks, yeah.
If the baby get braids, you could probably go a month.
Yeah.
Once a month. Like how Brandy's hair is, those are braids. Probably go once a month.
I cornrow my daughter's hair and I do it like once a month.
But you still have to oil that child's hair within the braids. Don't let them braids just sit there for a month, 2 months, and you haven't oiled it. You still have to wash their hair, because dry spaces, just like lice form on some people's scalps, dandruff is a real thing for Black people. So you have to still moisturize. You still want to wash their hair at least every 3 to 4 weeks when they have braids. Okay.
And if they have dandruff, you know, scratch up the dandruff first so it's not caking on. Scratch it up and wash it, shampoo it really well, condition, detangle. And you don't have to worry about lice. You don't have to check the Black child for lice. As long as you're keeping it moisturized with grease. You know a Black person get lice, Dr. Jackson?
I know one. If they use a person who has lice, if they use any of their products. Like if, for example, if they go to like a party and sleep over and whatever, and the person they're next to has lice, it can get in their hair.
But their hair has to be
lice
dry.
With all the grease and moisturize that I heard they can't survive in oil and stuff like that.
Right. Their hair has to be dry.
But if, for example, if it's somebody whose hair is permed or somebody who got a blowout, they're not greasing their hair as much. So that hair will definitely still catch it.
And if you decide you want to relax that baby hair, don't do it.
Thank you. Don't do it.
Don't use any chemicals. Just take that baby to a professional.
And let them
even if it makes it easier on you, don't do it.
Yeah, or take the baby to a professional to have the professional apply the relaxer, because it's timed, or that baby hair will fall out.
And it's not in a relaxer.
You telling them not to do it themselves? No, don't.
Yeah, don't do it themselves.
Oh Jesus!
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it at all. I mean, don't, because I don't relax my baby's hair. But
I don't.
If you decide you want to do
like the idea of
professional. Yeah, I don't like relaxers.
There's a difference between a relaxer and a perm.
Correct.
There's a difference. Don't get a
relaxer, straighten the hair. Perm is not for us.
And we already have, and our hair is not. And don't tell the baby her hair is nappy or his hair is nappy. It's curly. If you look at a Black person's hair, it's just tightly curled.
Tight curls. That's all
it is.
Real tight curls.
It's not nappy. Don't tell the baby their hair is nappy. Don't use any words that are going to downgrade that baby. Don't use any words that you will want somebody to use on you, or you cringed at when somebody said it, or you've heard somebody say, "Oh, well, that's not the right thing to say." If you're gonna hurt baby's feelings or baby's self-esteem, just leave that baby. Just leave the baby in the foster care system. So, and if you have any more questions, you can inbox any one of us. My name is Danielle. Any one of us, and we are more than happy to assist you. But what I'm not going to do is step on your toes as a parent, because I'm trusting that you did your research and you don't care enough about that child to do their help. That's why I am. Because you may not have the time, but somebody else does. Go take them to them.
And if that baby come to you and tell you they're being bullied, or called a racial name,
that's bullying.
Like Ashley says, be empathy. Go to the source, find out, take that baby to counseling, talk to someone to help that child navigate to what is going on. And you need to reassure the child that,
people are horrible.
You have to speak life, right? People speak life into their child.
And you have to be real. People are horrible. People don't like you because of your skin color. You have to be honest with them. Since the beginning of time. I'm sorry?
I was saying since the beginning of time.
Right. People don't like you because of your skin color, and you're probably, and this may happen again. But what we're going to try to do is work on ignoring it and working our way through it. And we're going to go see a counselor. Therapies, Black people, I know y'all don't believe this, but Black people, we like therapy. We cool with therapy. We're just learning about therapy, but we like it. So don't think that, Black people don't do therapy. Black people don't swim. Black people don't know how to swim. We do.
We do.
You got to delete the stereotypes from your head also. You got to really delete the stereotypes from your head.
Just like everyone, take the baby to swim lessons, which I'm sure that'll be I'm sure that'll be done. Right. But yes.
So, if you have any more questions, we encourage you. Did you guys have anything else, ladies?
Wash that baby feet. Teach that baby to wash the feet.
The back of your knees, you use the washcloth on every part of your body, okay?
Arms, just don't hit the neck, this, front and the back.
The ears. See about the ears.
Yeah.
Behind the ears.
everywhere.
But
We do
just
it
keep,
all.
especially in the ears, because of the fact that we carry oil. So when we sweat, it builds up earwax. So wipe it out with the washcloth when they're in the shower.
And let me say thank you, Stelson. This is all because you said help the community. So we appreciate you, and we hope we did you justice and we made you proud.
Trying to make sure we didn't forget anything. You know, Dennis here. That's everybody. I'm just.
Yeah, everything else is for every other race.
One thing I will say is our gums come in different colors. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just because your child has black gums or darker gums doesn't mean
Doesn't
their
mean
teeth
it's
aren't
dirty.
healthy. If
Mm-hmm.
you are unsure, go to a dentist. Don't assume that the child just isn't. Also, make yourself aware of diseases that are prevalent to black people: diabetes,
Sickle cell.
gout, lupus, like that kind of stuff. Make yourself understand what those are, because those are real things, and how to prevent those things.
Some stuff is hereditary, so try it if you can. Get the full background if you can.
Right, or take them to a doctor and find out what their tests are looking like.
Right.
I'm sorry. Do you say something?
I said sickle cell.
Sickle cell. That's yes. I'm gonna keep going. I'm going for it. Anyway, yes.
Low vitamin.
So, iron. Black people we tend to be anemic.
Right.
Okay, if that baby's eating ice chips, or if that baby say they cold all the time, check them. It's okay. We like being healthy too. We like the doctor too. We do. We like the doctor. I like going to my doctor. I've already made 4 appointments for next year. Just cause.
Try to get one of the same race as the baby.
And don't say that. Don't say that on the slide. Say that real life. Say that again.
I mean, try to get one the same race as the baby.
A doctor. Try to get a doctor that is the same race as the baby, because that doctor is also going to help you with how to navigate this child, because they know. They're going to know about these diseases. They're going to know about, oh, you know what? I noticed your hair is looking a little rough today, but I know somebody that does hair. Let me connect you to them. That's good. That's actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
3 points for you on that one.
Find that baby some black friends.
I have people reach out to me all the time when I'm in public,
so they can feel like they can confide in, and you know.
I have people reach out to me all the time when I'm in public, like when I have my scrubs on. Like they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for a primary for my whole family," and I say, "Okay."
Okay, gotcha. And on what Sensuela said, find that baby some friends that look like them. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if your friends, if you
get a mommy group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. If all your friends are white and they all have little black kids, let them black kids play together. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be like black kids with black parents. Right. Just let them interact with people that look like them.
And you don't have to put all the black kids together and all the white kids together. You just let them have some type of commonality with another child that looks like them, so they can, maybe they could talk each other through whatever situation. And black teenagers and women have more issues, I think, with fibroids and heavy bleeding. I'm not sure if that's across the board. I'm just dealing with
Hello, me and you both, sis.
So just be mindful of
fibroids doesn't typically become a problem until they're adults, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. But they still have to. Cysts, you still have cysts.
Yeah.
So our bodies function different. Black people's bodies function different, and I'm gonna tell you, in my opinion, our bodies are amazing. They're survivors. If you let it survive, like don't ignore it. If a child says that they're hurt, and that's any child, but we feel pain just like everybody else. Okay, we hurt just like everybody else.
Right.
Just because I stubbed my toe and I'm black, don't mean like I can take that pain more than the next person. I cannot.
Right.
Okay. So if the baby says they're in pain, they're in pain. And another thing is that child knows they're adopted. That child knows they're not yours. So you may have to give them a little more attention than your children. You may have to give them a little more care. I'm not saying treat them better than you treat your own kids. I'm saying treat them the same. You have to literally treat them the same and give them a skosh more of something. Not eggs. Don't give them extra eggs because they're black. Give them like a little bit extra love.
And don't make jokes about eating chicken and watermelon.
Cause y'all eat chicken and watermelon.
Cause it out right out my mouth.
Sorry, girl. Here, have it back.
Everybody eat fried chicken and watermelon. Just that's no longer a black joke. I think that's weird when people do that anyway.
Right.
I got some fried chicken and watermelon for you. Okay.
Cause it's good.
Don't you eat it? Huh?
That's the thing.
Yeah, they assimilate fried chicken and watermelon with black people. I love watermelon. That's my favorite fruit with the seeds. I don't like seedless watermelon because it's artificial.
I've been making watermelon juice lately.
It's so good. Have you had a smoothie?
So I make the juice because I'm doing juicing now. So I make the watermelon juice and no sugar, but it tastes great.
I'm sure watermelon, cucumber, pineapple.
I just do watermelon, just a little bit of lime to keep
watermelon, cucumber. Let me write it down. Watermelon, cucumber, pineapple. Mm-hmm. But I don't like the seedless watermelon. I think it's
when you can strain it out.
You strain it out. Seedless is not.
You got a juicer?
I do.
I got a juicer.
Your juicer will get rid of the seeds. Yeah, just give you the juice.
No. I said I don't want to use a seedless watermelon. I have to wait till the watermelons come in season in May. Because when it's not in season, what is it? I want the long watermelon with all the black seeds in it.
Right.
Cucumber. You said watermelon, cucumber, and pineapple?
And lime.
Cucumber, pineapple, yeah.
And lime?
I put lime too.
Oh, yes.
Because the lime or lemons preserve it longer. Because watermelon can go bad like after 4 days. So the lime will preserve it longer.
I don't know what's in it, but it's good. Cheers. Honeydew is a good. Anyway, so we like fruit.
But like Brandy said, when that baby say they're in pain, as a child, teenager, adult, and elderly, they're in pain.
And also, one last thing for me. Don't not let them date black. Let them date who they want. I wouldn't want to say don't let them not date white. They let them date who they want to date. We have a connection to each other. We do. And black women have a very strong connection to black men.
Wait, say that again. You said don't
discourage them from dating. Don't discourage them from dating within their race.
Oh, okay. I'm back.
It's not, again, Dad. It's not a challenge to you. It's not.
Yeah, let them date who they want to date.
And I say that knowing daggone well, my son better not try me because I was a good example as a mother to him. So he better. But I ain't got no children. I might, maybe that's why. Bless the Lord. But just let them gravitate to whom they're gonna gravitate to. Is how we are. We gonna link up, right? And don't talk to them. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't try to use slang. Please don't do that.
Oh,
don't do that.
Right.
Don't, man. What's popping, yo? And then you ever talking to the other kids? Hi, honey. How are ya? Don't do that. Talk to them regular. Okay. That's all I got.
And that's A through Z. Maybe A through M, but it's enough to get you
right. We'll give you N through Z as you ask. Okay. Don't make them ashamed of being black. Don't make them ashamed of being black.
Oh, and at what age should a child start shaving under their arms if they're?
Whenever puberty hits. I don't know.
So with me, one of my biggest, I wish I wouldn't have, was shaved anything because I'm not hairy. So you have to weigh that on how bushy that joker's armpits are. And you also have to weigh it on how confident they are with their bushy armpits. If you don't make them uncomfortable about their armpits, they're not going to be uncomfortable about their armpits. But if you start making them uncomfortable, they're going to be uncomfortable.
Until they go to school and somebody talk about their bushy armpits.
Right. But at that point,
they should be wearing tank top to school anyway.
No, because they change in the locker room and stuff like that. Like when they're going to PE.
There were tank tops.
Yeah, and then their bushy armpits stick out of that.
Yeah. So
I thought that was against dress code. Tank tops.
Girl, there is no dress code now, girl. They only have the middle finger test.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Right.
Listen, they're going to school with pajamas and Crocs, and then they're wearing whatever. Like these kids out here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, wow. That's because your kids, because they're kid in private school.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, my kids wear uniform, but I know my son starts high school next year, and it's not a private school, and I see some of the kids how they dress.
Talk to him now, girl. Talk to him now. See, she's preparing herself for when her son goes to high school. Preparation.
Yes.
Preparation. So, again, if you have any questions, inbox any one of us. You can inbox anybody that was on the live. For all I care, just get the information that you need, and that goes to Black parents with white kids too. Use your resources. Okay, use your resources. God didn't put you on earth alone to deal with it alone. He made Eve because Adam needed somebody.
Takes a village.
We all need somebody. It does take a village. Okay. Anybody have anything else they want to say outside of this?
And if you see a Black person, 9 times out of 10, if you stop to ask them a question about that Black baby that you have, they will be more than happy to answer it.
More than happy.
I can't even imagine a Black person not helping when you actually want to ask for help.
You should. We're not gonna say you shouldn't have adopted no Black baby.
You might get that one ignorant person.
You
go to the next person, then you'll get more yes.
Most 99% of the time they're willing to help.
Exactly. 9 times.
Because 99% of the time they wanted to say something, but they didn't because they didn't want to overstep.
So don't feel embarrassed. Just hey, how you doing? Yeah, and ask your a question.
I'm having the toughest time with her hair. Do you have any tips, or do you know anyone that can help me do it? Yes, I do have somebody that, and we might just talk to the child, but we're talking to you too, because we want that's the community that we are. Okay. Yes, I know somebody that'll help you with her hair.
And do not use Suave lotion because it's water, and do not use Suave shampoo because I don't even know what it is.
It's a drying agent. Please don't do that.
This is some good lotion.
Shea butter.
This is thick.
Okay, put that away, girl. Stop advertising on my live. It's too late. Put it away.
You can get this
just get cocoa butter, shea butter. Like it's really
even Jergens works.
I like okay. And she's still advertising. Isn't she?
Or Carrie.
She's still advertising, isn't she? We want some paid advertisement, but yes, legit. So I'll mute that out later. But use it, sis. Use it. Show them hands. Show them how shiny the hands are. Yes. You're welcome.
And try to keep that baby off their knees because our knees for some reason get black.
And elbows.
And elbows.
So elbows, knees, back of neck. Clean the back of their neck, please. Clean it.
With a washcloth, like Dr. Jackson said. Do I need to get a washcloth?
No, they know what a washcloth.
I figured.
We big on our washcloth. Actually, I dated a Black guy who did not use a washcloth.
Really?
Men are different.
Yeah, the devil.
Men don't know. I don't know.
Some men don't.
I don't know not one that
some
don't
men
use a
don't.
washcloth. Who?
I just know the
don't.
one.
No, some men don't.
I don't know not one Black man that does not use a washcloth. I didn't know. You Black man, Dr. Jackson, Black. I didn't know.
And you have to
blame their mother.
And you have to understand, like when they have like the water softener system in their house and all of that, and they have the extra conditioner, a lot of them they don't even need to put on lotion.
Okay, well if you don't need you need to put on lotion if you see any kind of white. If you do this, I need lotion. See, you can't see that. Can you see that? I need lotion. That's all you need to know. I just got a shower and I didn't lotion. Okay,
Me
and
too.
I'm gonna go lotion.
I almost asked you. I'm not putting it on the camera.
And that is though we emit natural oils from our body, we still want help. And if you want us to stay, and that is our fountain of youth, our melanin. Take care of it, okay?
And the reason that it's better for us to use washcloths is because of the fact that we use lotion. So because of that, the extra oils that we have on our skin. Yeah, we clean it off.
You threw that off. Now people are gonna think, oh, if I don't put lotion on them, they don't have to use a washcloth.
No, because the lotion needs to moisturize, and then after you shower, you put some more moisturizer on it.
But what they're gonna think now is, if I don't give them lotion, they don't need a washcloth. So in other words, whether you use lotion or not, you let the child use a washcloth.
Let the child.
But you need to use lotion. But yeah, so we thank you guys. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying good stuff.
Right. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your patience. Since fall, Dr. Jackson, Jay, Stelson, Ash, Carl, Tasia, Imani, all those that commented. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. Love you. Mean it. Bye. See y'all later.
Later.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later. While you're waiting, while you're commenting, while you're laughing at something somebody just said, please be kind and share the show to your page. Thank you for the support, and we look forward to doing more. New show every Wednesday, 9 p.m.